What is factorial design? I almost run all possible combination of the factors and then study my y. For a 2 factor with the 2 level, there are 4 trials. I run all 4 trials, and then that is called a full factorial design. That is called a full factorial design. And then there is one more thing called a response surface design. What is response surface design? After completing my initial experimentation, I run some additional experimentation. To understand deeper about the relationship. What is a deeper relationship? Your y can not only increase continuously, it can increase and then can come down. Am I correct? Your y can not only keep on increasing. Sometimes what happens, after increasing, it will come down. So I will do some additional experimentation to understand whether the trend I observed is same or that is going to change. That means I am trying to understand the curvature. That is called response surface design. That is called response surface design, or people call it RSM, response surface method. And then there is one more thing called mixture design. What is mixture design? I not only study the combination of the factor, I also study about the quantity of the factor. You all understand? I not only study the combination of the factor, I also study about the combination of the factor. That is, I also study about the quantity of the factor. For example, let us say I wanted to grow a crop. And there are certain fertilizers we put, am I right? There are certain fertilizers we put, let us say I put potassium, magnesium, and things like that. I put potassium, magnesium, and calcium, and so many things at a particular combination. The combination, you will see the farmers talking, it should be 1:2:3 ratio. Am I right? 1:2:3 ratio. How do they tell 1:2:3? Because they have done some experimentation. And 1:2:3 ratio you should maintain, quantity also you should maintain. Am I right? If you put potassium, it is good, but if you put more potassium, then the crop may die. So I not only study the ratio, I also study the quantity. I not only study the proportion, but I also study the quantity. Same way, if you can also study the composition or proportion of the factors, different combination of the levels of the factor, and all along with the process condition or the amount of the factors. Right?
Sir, one question is.
Yes.
What is the difference between factorial design and mixture design? Because in both conditions we are studying the quantity.
No, in factorial design, we are concerned only about the levels of the factor. For example, if my factor is 2 levels, that means low and then high. I conduct the low and then I conduct the high. But what happens in the mixture design, I not only study the levels, I also study the quantity. Low means what is the quantity? See, I can say, let's say 2 to 3x. 2 is low, 3 is high. 2 is low, 3 is high. And sometimes, so finally, what is my result? What do I actually understand? I understand the different levels for my factor. For example, the factor A should be low, factor B should be high, factor C should be medium. Low, high, medium. This is the combination. Combination is good, but the quantity or the value you are assigning to your factor is not good for your Y. You get my point? One thing is you are finalizing the combination. Other thing is, while maintaining the combination, you should also be cautious about the quantity. For example, every day we must take about 60 grams of protein. We must consume 60 grams of protein, and then we must consume some amount of carbohydrate. We must consume some amount of water. These are all, there is a ratio. Is it important we need to maintain the ratio?
Yes. Of course.
In addition, it is also important we need to maintain the quantity also. Right? So if you are concerned about both, that's called a mixture design.
So
right?
the last example that you gave, this cake one, is a mixture design.
Yes, yes,
This
actually, no, yes, because we are also, yes, we're also talking about the quantity also.
quantity.
Yes, yes. And then there is one more thing called Takuchi design. What is Takuchi design? I now serious. I have done all these things. I have understood my, what happens in my process and how my result is getting affected. Now I will focus my experimentation in such a way that the effect of the noise is minimized. The factor levels and everything I know, but I don't want the noise factors to affect my result. So now what will I do? I will keep the extreme conditions for my noise. I will keep extreme conditions for my noise. For example, the humidity will be very high. On that particular day, I will make a cake. There is a raining, lot of raining. On that day, I will do a raining. That means I simulate the conditions of the noise, and then I will try to find out the optimal value of my controllable factor. By controlling the controllable factor, I am reducing the effect of the noise factor. Do you all understand? This is called Takuchi design. This is called Takuchi design. In order to do so, in order to achieve that, you don't have to run all trials again, which you have done in factorial. You may have to run only certain trials. You may have to run only certain trials. And so Takuchi has given certain guidelines. It is called an orthogonal array. Just follow his guidelines, and then with the minimum trials, you will be able to minimize the effect of the noise factor. Such a design is called Takuchi design. First, you need to understand this. Then you can slowly move on to these levels. And now, the number of experiments, there are two factors, A and B. And factor A, you have 2 levels. Factor B, you have 2 levels. So total number of runs will be 4. The formula is level raised to the power of factor 2 power 2, 4. Or otherwise, you can simply calculate like this. Level of factor A into level of factor B. Now there are 2 factors, A and B. Level of factor A is 2 and number of levels for factor B is 3. Now the total number of experiments will be 6. How do I get it? I multiply both the levels. Clear? And now coming to this 5 factor, A, B, C, D, E, and A 2 levels, B 3 levels, C 5 levels, D 2 levels, E 5 levels. Now total number of experiments is 180. How do I get? This 2 into 3 into 5 into 2 into 3. Clear? Number of runs or number of experiments. Right. And now always, we keep factor combination. A at low, B also at low. A is low, B is also low. When both factors are low, I run 2 experiments. And now both factors are high. Then also I run 2 experiments. One factor is low, one factor is high. Then also I run 2 experiments. This is called balanced design. What is balanced design? Every combination of the factor, I will have only same number of runs. Every possible combination, the number of runs is fixed. That is balanced. If I don't keep it, then that is unbalanced. Of course, Takuchi's is a kind of unbalanced because he only runs a selected experiments, not everything, right? So we'll see that. So you need to understand the difference between.
Sir, that is opportunity, we uncontrollable factors at the point of time. It's an emerging strategy. It's not a planned strategy.
Yes, the robustness, using the Takuchi is to achieve the robustness, and that is an advanced level of experimentation.
Yeah.
Once you optimize your result, probably you have optimized your Y, then you do some additional experimentation only to ensure the noise factors doesn't pull down your result. So the ground reality can be better understood. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So in a factorial experiment means for example, here, there is an x-axis, there is an y-axis, there is an z-axis. That means there are 3 factors. That means there are 3 factors. And x-axis has got 2 ends. One end this side, one end this side. And your y-axis, this is a corner and this is another corner. And z-axis, this is a corner, this is a corner. That means 3 axis represents 3 factor. And how many points considered on each axis? 2 points. That means 2 levels for each factor. And now I visualize. Now how many corners I get? 8 corners. It becomes a cube. That means totally there are 8 runs. If you run all 8 runs, your experimentation is called full factorial design. Your experimentation is called full factorial design. Clear? Similarly here, there are 3 axes. How many axes here? 3 axes. Factor 1 is considered here. Factor 2 is considered here. Factor 3 is considered here. And within factor 1, how many points are considered?
3.
Not only low and high, but also a medium level. Why do you consider medium level? Because now you suspect a curvature in the relationship. Am I right? You suspect a curvature in the relationship. If it is straight line, your y will keep on going up. But if it is a curvature, it can go up and then it can come down. So your optimum result might lie somewhere in between. In order to understand that, you include center point. Now 3 factors, 3 levels each. Now totally how many runs will be there? 3 factors, 3 levels
27.
each.
27.
Yeah, 27. All the 27 points you are seeing. But in orthogonal experimentation, or a concept called orthogonal array introduced by Takeuchi, in order to minimize the effect of the noise factor, you don't have to run all the 27. You have to run only selected corners. So those selected corners are recommended by Takeuchi, and that method is called the Takeuchi's orthogonal array method. Clear? But probably this we require to initially understand the process and the result. And this we do to optimize our result by minimizing the noise factors.
Noise factors.
Very good. So now coming to the same cake example. Actually, here there are 4 factors. And for each factor, there are 2 levels according to our discussion. So total number of runs will be 2 power 4. How many? It will be 16. Am I right?
Okay.
It will be 16. But I have only 8 here. I have only 8 here because I really no need to do all the run. Now I have only 8. That means it is a kind of noise effect minimization. And now see here, these 5 factors are here. And then I have 2 noise factors here. You can add the noise factors. The more you wanted to optimize, you can add. Now one is type of oven, other one is the seasonal variation. How the oven will vary? Oven can be a gas based or an electric based. And season may be winter, or season may be, there may be something, right? It's your rainy and then a kind of thing. So you have all these combination. Now see here, irrespective of the season and irrespective of the oven, your what do you call? Your taste values are here. So many experiments you have done. Do you understand now how many runs? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many runs totally? Totally you have 32 readings here. Do you understand? The results, how many results you are seeing? 4 into 8, 32.
32.
New 32 experimentation is done where my noise factors are at their extreme. Got it? All the noise factors are also now included. New 32 readings are uptime. Now what do I realize? Some point of time, do you see? My result is always above 80 here in this particular row. What is that row number?
Row number 4.
4. Row number 4, I see, I get all the taste values, taste score above 80. This is my interest. And so this setting assures you a taste above 80 irrespective of your noise factor. Can I say like that?
Yes, sir.
Even if the noise comes into play, still your outlets can deliver tastier cakes. This is called robust design. Got it?
Yes.
So I think the fundamentals are understood. Now we will go to a small case. Any questions so far?
No.
Good. And now factorial experimentation. The minimum simplest type is 2 factor 2 level. We call it 2 power k design. 2 power k, where 2 is the number of level, k is the number of factor. Right? 2 power 2 means 2 factor 2 level. 2 factor 2 level will look like a square. Am I right?
Yeah.
X-axis, y-axis. This point is low, this point is high. Similarly for y-axis, this is low, this is high. So what is this corner? Both factor low. What is this corner? Both factor high. Both factor low means I am going to use a symbol 1. I am going to use a symbol 1. 1 means what? Both factor low. And both factor high means I am going to use a symbol called AB. So AB means A is at high, B is also at high. What is this point? My A is high, but B is low.
Low.
So I will use the symbol A. That means only A is at high, B is low. And this point, B is high, but A is low. What is the symbol for it? Only B. When I say B, it means B is high, A is low. When I say A, it means A is high, B is low. When I say AB, it means both are high. When I say 1, it means both are low. All of you understand, comfortable with the terminology? Good. This is what is indicated in the form of a matrix. Both are low, both are high. A is high, B is low. A is low, B is high. So 4 combinations are possible according to the 4 corners of the square. This is called a test matrix. This is called a test matrix. Do you notice a pattern here? Minus plus, minus plus, double minus, double plus.
Yeah.
Right? That means no, all possible combinations are accommodated without repeating any combination. But purposefully we will repeat. That is called replication. Why do we replicate? We want to understand, no, is there any measurement or experimental error? And now 3 factors, 2 levels each. 3 factors, 2 levels each. And now what will be the total number of runs?
6, 8.
2 factors. Sorry, 3 factors, 2 levels each.
2 cube 8.
That means 8. Very good. Beautiful. So we have 8. And now factor A, 4 runs, I will keep it low. 4 runs, I will keep it high. Isn't it? And factor B, I have to keep 4 runs at low and 4 runs at high. But see here, the way I am allotting it. Double minus, double plus, double minus, double plus. Then for factor C, I have to give 4 minus and 4 plus. But the pattern I follow is minus plus, minus plus, minus plus, minus plus. Simple mathematics, but you can remember, you can understand in a different style. Now, all possible combinations are here. You can't see any particular combination repeating here. Do you understand? All 3 minus comes only in the first row. Nowhere you see all 3 minus. Am I right? Yes.
That is low.
Yes.
Low.
So yes, this is called the test matrix for 3 factors at 2 levels. Now, how to calculate the main effect, how to calculate the interaction effect. Some mathematics should always be understood. Otherwise, what happens? All the results will come and the Minitab will give the result, and then people will wrongly interpret. This is what generally happens. You go anywhere, people talk about the results, but how the results come, if you don't know, and how will you interpret the result, right? So we will talk about some max, and so you yourself can talk about the results, right? And now the main effect of A is nothing but the difference between the effect you observed, when your factor is maintained at higher level and the same factor is maintained at lower level. Y at A plus minus Y at A minus. It is not actually Y, it is Y bar. It is not actually Y, it is Y bar. Y bar means average.
Average.
Because when I have my factor A at a higher level, I have run two experimentation. See here, my factor A is at high, right? You see, my factor A is at high. This is my first run. Where is my second run? This is my second run. What is the level of A here? High or low?
High.
High.
when my A is at high, I have run two
Two
trials. When my A is at low, I have run two trials.
Two times.
So I take the average on the right side, also take the average on the left side and find out the difference. That difference is nothing but the main effect of A. How many of you understand this? I give 2x, taste is 78. I give 3x, taste is 80. Now what is the effect of 1 egg? Score improves by 2, isn't it? The difference, 78 to 80. The difference is the thing. So when I repeat the experimentation multiple times, I will take the average and then find out the difference. So the average of my readings on the right side minus the average of the readings on the left side gives me the effect of A. All of you understand? That is the meaning. That is the meaning of this formula. Y bar at A plus minus Y bar at A minus. What is Y bar? What is the result you are getting here in this corner? It is A, right? A means the value of Y. So this A and this AB I will add and divide by 2. When I add A and AB and divide by 2, that means I am taking the average of my Y value, isn't it?
Right.
Suppose when the replication is come into picture, what is replication? I conduct the experiment every combination 2 times. Am I right? If I conduct every combination 2 times, how many readings I will have here? 4 readings.
4.
So my formula includes the number of replication also. How do I convert the 2 into 4? By multiplying again by 2. Now what is 2? The number of replicates. So denominator, I multiply by number of replicates. Now this is the average when my factor A is at high. This is the average of average response when my factor is at low. The difference is called main effect of A. Now you can always simplify the formula by taking out the common terms 1 by 2 and into this thing. You don't have to remember the formula, but you should know this is how you should calculate. Clear? How did I calculate the main effect of A? Similarly, can somebody tell me how do I calculate the main effect of B?
2 times.
Similar way.
Which readings I will use? B is
high and
Low.
B at low.
along the horizontal line, B is low.
Low.
Along this horizontal line, B is a high.
High.
So my average response here minus average response here. So it is B plus AB by 2. You see here, B plus AB by 2 and A plus 1 by 2. Clear?
Yeah.
Right.
Once you understand the geometry of your design, you can write down your formula. You don't have to depend on mathematics. You can write your formula. And now interaction. How do I interact? What is interaction? When one factor changes its level from low to high. For example, along the horizontal line, the effect of A, the A is kept high. Sorry, A is low here. A is low here, and the results are here.
Low and high at the horizon.
Yes, low here and high here. Now, when I change my factor, the A is low here and high here, and then the main effect is calculated. But in the process, when B changes from low to high, when A is low, B is low, the result is 1. Now I want to understand the effect of A. So I must change the A from low to high. Now I come here. Simultaneously, my B also I am changing. What is the position of B at this point? Is low. Now B I increase. Now what kind of result I will get? I will get AB. You understand? My A when high gives a result of A because at that point B is low. Right? But the same A at high gives me a result of AB. Why it is changing from A to AB now? The another reason is my B is also changed. So diagonally I am moving now. Do you understand? I am moving diagonally. My result is moving diagonally. Earlier my result was moving like this, and so I was able to understand the main effect. Now when it is moving diagonally, I will be able to understand the interaction effect. So take the average of this diagonal. What is the average? 1 plus AB by 2. Am I right?
Correct.
1 plus AB by 2, and similarly this diagonal is A plus B by 2. This difference will help me to understand the interaction effect. Right? The right side line minus left side line gives me main effect of A. The top line minus bottom line gives me the main effect of B. the diagonal lines, right? The difference gives me the interaction effect. Simple, right? So what is interaction? The effect of a factor changes due to the presence of another factor. When another factor changes its level, my factor gives me a different result. Earlier my factor, when I keep it at A, it gives me a result of only small a, because that moment B was low. My A I am not changing, I am changing only B. Now what happened? As a result, my result is changing, right? A is at high. It is supposed to give me A only, but the same factor A at high gives me a result of AB because I changed the B. So that means there is an interaction, and that interaction can be determined. Hope all of you understood. Clear?
Sir, if you can go back to the previous slide, the interaction, it says AB plus 1, where A and B are both 0. And
Yes,
so
both
they-
low. So sorry, A and
both
B
low
both
and
high.
both high.
Both high.
And
Yes,
then the
both
other
high.
factor, it is both individually high.
This one you are saying?
The first equation says both
Yes.
together
Here
high,
you are
both
coming.
together low.
You are coming to this equation now.
No. The AB interaction effect.
Interaction effect. AB
Under
means
interaction, both are high and both are low.
very good.
The other factor is both individually are high.
Yeah, one is high, one is low. Correct, you are right. One is high, one is low. Very good. With the geometry, the understanding becomes easier. Take the diagonal and divide. Right. And now I have run 8 experiments. Yes. So yes. And now see here. Factor A is low. Factor B is low. Now my Y variable is 10. Now my Y variable is 10. Some response, right? And now factor A is high, but B is low. Now my Y variable is 30. Similarly, factor A high, B also high. Now my response is 40. Here my factor A is low, but B is high. Now my response is 20. Now what I want to understand is I want to plot a graph which is called interaction plot. This graph is going to be called interaction plot. How you have to draw the interaction plot? Factor A is taken in the x-axis and response is taken on the y-axis. For factor A, there are 2 levels, low and high. Factor A is low, B is also low. What is the response you got? Come on. A is low, B is low. What is the response you have got?
10.
Low.
So 10. This point represents your response. Do you understand? That means your response is 10 for both factor at low. And now factor A is at plus, but B, I will keep it at low. A plus B low. Now what is the response you got?
30.
So along 30, this point represent A high, B low. Got it? Now I connect these 2 things. That will B minus to B minus. This is a straight line. Now for A minus and B plus, what is the response you are seeing? A minus and B plus?
20.
So along 20 and A minus B plus, this is the point. This is the response. Now for A plus B plus, what is the response?
40.
40.
So I get this point. Now both the B plus point I draw. Now what do you observe in the graph? Is that both the lines are parallel to each other?
Yes.
Yes.
That means these 2 factors A and B do not interact.
Okay.
Here the factor what you are studying is do not have any interaction. You can independently control them. You don't have to worry about what is the position of A to change the B. You can do vice versa. You can control A independently and B independently. Presence of A do not disturb B and presence of B do not disturb A. Or presence of level of a factor A do not disturb the effect of the B. Or level of the B do not disturb the effect of A. Do you think yes?
So these lines will remain parallel till infinity, or they will cross at some point of time?
No, if it is parallel, there is no absolute interaction. If there is an angle, then probably no, the interaction effect is minimum. But if the angle is more, intersection, let's say, the angle between them is, increasing, then what will happen? Then more interaction.
All right, sir.
A smaller angle means you can understand interaction is insignificant. So how we behave in a group and how we behave when we are alone. Do you see a difference? Tell me. How we generally behave when we are not noticed. How we behave when people are noticing us. Do you think there will be a difference?
Yes.
That means what? The environment interacts with our behavioral pattern, isn't it?
Correct.
Right? We behave in a particular manner when let's say your wife is with you, and your behavior will be different when your wife is not with you. Am I right? That means presence of your wife is a factor which will control your main effect. Your main effect will change in the presence of another factor. So now, if adding a factor is helpful, then you must see to that the two factors always interact. If adding the factor is not helpful, then you must see to that you never allow the second factor to play along with A, or keep it at low. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
If you are taking your wife to all the functions, that gives a different meaning. You don't take your wife and you prefer to go alone, that has a different meaning, right? The interaction effect is positive, so you always take it together. You always go with her. But if the interaction is negative, you avoid going with her. Same behavior, same approach is required to optimize results in your company also. We need to be smart in our personal goals also. At the same time, we need to be smart with our organization goals also. We are trying to avoid problems, right? Same thing. And now another graph, different set of values. Now what do I understand? The graphs are intersecting. That means what?
One factor influence.
There is interaction.
Factors
There is
are interacting. So this is how you can understand whether you must study the interaction or do not study the interaction, right? So we stop here for the tea break, and then we will discuss chemical process industry case, and then that will conclude our DOE.
Okay.
Are we going good with respect to the DOE?